Hey, how you doing?
I'm trying to figure out where my background at. I guess that's only on Zoom.
Yeah,
Dang.
that's about it. But how you
Okay.
doing today?
I'm doing good.
Hey, well, that's great. I'm glad that you're back. Well, I could explain you, but whoa. Hey, but you go ahead and explain yourself. I mean, you tell people who you are.
Okay. Oh, you ready to get started?
Oh yeah, let's go ahead and go with it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm Dr. Carmen Johnson, and I am excited to be a guest on Brother Bernard Johnson's show today. And I'm looking forward to the knowledge that I will be learning as we interview today.
Yes, ma'am. Well, it's always a pleasure to have you, Dr. Johnson. You're surely a champion of the people for brave stances that you took in the past. And hey, it is what it is. I mean, hey, you gotta go through life. Sometimes you gotta be in the belly of the beast to understand the belly of the beast. So
Exactly. And
um
it,
go ahead.
yeah, and I was in the belly of the beast for a minute.
Um as a matter of fact, somebody just text me and said that clearly we can see who the enemy is now.
Yeah, but in 2020, I think we as a people have learned a lot, and we are fully aware of who the enemies are. It's just that a lot of our people refuse to accept it, So, let's just jump on it with President Trump. Like, he's been telling us so much stuff and nobody believes him. And one of the biggest things is voters fraud. And when you think about if it's voters fraud in the presidency, then there has to be voters fraud when you're voting for Congress, when you're voting for the Senate, when you're voting for, other representatives for the people, of the people. And that's something that we have to think about. But everybody's just so gone whole on thinking that, oh, President Trump is a sore loser and this and that and this and that. He's telling us, hey, it's fraud going on here. So the whole voting process, not just between him and President-elect Biden, the whole voting process need to be looked at. But people are not looking at the bigger picture. So,
Well, it's mighty funny you mentioned that because, as I told you, I listened to a radio show today, and the guy made a point that
mhm.
not only did Trump win, but you also had people in local government state houses that won, but they just don't have the money to challenge it. Doctor, well, not the doctor, but Cynthia McKinney. This happened to
Mhm.
her in Georgia. She was one of the first ones they ran it on. As a matter of fact, the same co-conspirators ran to get Cynthia McKinney out of office. They ran, I think they ran a guy named Hank Johnson in Georgia the first time, and they had
Mhm.
Republicans cross over and vote Democrat
Mhm.
to remove her. And then the second time, one time it was a guy named Hank Johnson, the other time was a lady named Dennis Margaret or something like that. She ran
Mhm.
Cynthia McKinney out, and they were
Mhm.
votes in Georgia to knock off Cynthia McKinney. That was in the early two thousands, and she actually got elected back to Congress,
Mhm.
and that's what happened. I mean, but a lot of people. I think it even happened in Virginia this year with Abigail Spanberger. We
Mhm.
had a congresswoman that was here, and at the middle of the night they found a bunch of votes, and she was down, and then she just happened to magically win. So, but um, I look at Trump more so as a person who exposes the system for what it is,
Mhm.
what it's not.
Mhm.
And like I said, when he talked, I just listen. I don't even get mad at him. I just listen. I laugh. I was like, wow, he really just told you that maybe you should stop being so mad and listen to what the man's saying, because the man is actually, to be honest with you, I mean, I don't even give white folks as much credit, but I mean, Donald Trump is like a 4D chess player. He is a genius. I mean, when it
Mhm.
comes to, because he lets you see it and then you got to you come to your own conclusions.
Not to mention, he's not part of their club. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not an attorney. Like most of the presidents, most of them have been attorneys and things of that nature, and he's not part of that. And I'm sure that he's learned a lot of things himself that just blew his mind. And one of the first thing, and I'm not Democrat or Republican, just to let everybody know, but I am a realist and I pay attention to, what is going on, and I'm absolutely woke, and I'm not going back to sleep. But one of the first things that he was saying was fake news, fake news. And everybody was just laughing at him saying, he's crazy. And he was telling us that the media, the mainstream media is is manipulating the people. I think back in, I'm going to tell my age, but I remember like in the 70s, the news would actually do investigations on stories, and you could kind of rely on what they were saying because you knew that it was investigated. Now they just given a script, and they all have to stick to that script and say what all the mainstream media is saying. And he's been saying fake news, but for whatever reason they can't stand his guts, and
Well,
hate.
now let me say something about the black people who can't stand Donald Trump. They're just trolls anyway. I mean, to me, I'm gonna be dead honest. Most of the people in media that black people in media that act like they can't stand Donald Trump, they're nothing but hapless, sold out puppets. Because number one, I could probably, if I really wanted to, I might share my screen in a minute. I ain't got to do it because that'd be too much work right there. I don't want to go through all that. But all these entertainers, from Diddy to you name it, was all up in Donald Trump's face at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Even Barack Obama said one time, the American dream is to be like Donald Trump. Obama said that out of his mouth. That's before Donald Trump became president, of course. So a lot of these people, I can name it. Michael Jackson. I can name, I can name so many people that used to be in Donald Trump. Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton. Um, God damn, so many people. I can't. It's so many black people that used to be in his presence. Used to talk about on rap songs and all that. So okay, I don't give a damn if you're saying he's racist. The problem is you were with him, so that's okay. I mean, so is it maybe? Yeah, okay, you're fine and you want to say that, but this professor said that black people are being used to peripherate the Democrats' radical agenda. So they just use the word race, and then we just go into a tizzy and say, "Oh yeah, he's a racist," and we gotta, we gotta get it. But as a matter of fact, I will show you a video. Let me see if I can screen because I do want to show you this, and I want to show the audience on something because it's a lot of stuff, and I might have to go to my Facebook page in a couple of pages because I got so much information. But let me try to find it. Just give me 1 second. See if I can find it.
No, it's okay. While you looking, I can, share with the audience, once again, I'm not Democrat or Republican. And I am a practicing Buddhist. So, subjectively, over the years, years ago, I read every last one of Donald Trump's books. And I read every last one of his books that he wrote, that he ghost wrote, that he co-wrote, and I applied my business the way he wrote his books, and I became a successful businesswoman. And he understand the business. He understand business. Now I can't say he understand constitutional law. I can't say he understand law, but he understand business. I am fully aware of President-elect Biden and his, background. And unfortunately, my sister voted for, President-elect Biden. And, I explained to my little sister that it it felt like betrayal because out of those 8, mass incarceration bills, he helped create, sponsor, or wrote at least 7 of them. And I explained to my little sister that I was caught up in that net of mass incarceration of our people. And I felt betrayed, but I understood or overstood that she didn't know any better. And I just accepted the
Mm-hmm.
fact that that's my little sister and I love her and she has her choice and she can do what she wants. And I just still love her, but is a lot with him that people have totally forgot or forgiven. All the while, our people are still being mass incarcerated. Yeah, we got the First Step Act and the Second Chance Act, and people are being released. But the quicker people are being released, the quicker people are still being rounded up and put in involuntary servitude. So something needs to be done about those mass incarceration
Okay,
bills.
let
And
me
he
show you
needs
this video. Let me see, I
and
can show you this video.
and President-elect Biden needs to be held accountable for that. That's all I have to say on that. Bernard.
Okay, let me see if I can get this. Oh, that might be wrong. That might be this might. I'm trying to find a short video of this. I'll pull this one up. I'm not gonna go through the whole video because we got a lot to talk about, but maybe I can pull up a slight clip of it. This is the woman, and I was saying, to provide, you got to be guilty of also acts like this.
You breaking up. You breaking up.
We do it. Let's see if it works here. They might be zooming in on me again, but hold on a minute. Hold on, let me see if I can get something back. Hold on for a minute. Hold tight. Hold tight. What the hell going on with the damn tab? All right, hold tight. Shoot. Damn it. I'm gonna try to give me a second. Let me just go to my own Facebook account.
They haven't shut you down. They haven't put you in Facebook jail yet.
I've been in Facebook jail 6 times this year. 30 days twice, 7 days twice. The nonsense they do. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're very, very cracking down. Using other sites like bitch, other sites. You got to use more than one site with these clowns because these clowns are really, really getting very draconian. Um,
Draconian.
this word.
Was it draconian?
Yeah, they're getting very evil with it.
Yeah.
Draconian, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting very, 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 very bad with it. But they're going on here. This thing. Yeah,
Almost,
that thing just
almost,
show pop up.
almost vicious. Everybody's becoming so vicious, and I'm confused. Like, why is everybody so vicious about these 2 men? Everybody's ready to fight and all kinds of stuff. I don't understand.
Oh, I get the idea why what's going on. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm scrolling down my page. I might have to blow it up, but let me go to my own page. I'm going down somebody's feed. I ain't trying to see all what everybody talking about. I just need to go to my own page and put up stuff. I'm not gonna go through Reba Freeman. Reba Freeman was the woman that was in Georgia that they had the election ballots on the table and they moved the ballots out. They claimed it was a water main break, but I mean, they said we gotta stop counting the votes. But yeah, that was a lot of other nonsense. Page unresponsive. Why is my page being unresponsive? What the hell? They're getting. They might do. They might be listening to me. They might not want me to show this information. Maybe they said we're not gonna let you share this. But okay.
Big
So
Big Brother is listening. Big Brother is listening to everything.
that's okay. Well, I like I said, I can go on my own phone and get it. But let me see. So earlier today we had there's boycott Walmart is trending on Twitter right now because of that guy saying that Walmart used slave labor to make their to make their
They're,
products.
they're- to make their junk. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, and he that was in response to Walmart releasing a statement because the guy backing Trump on electoral college results. Okay, say
Hmm.
they can eject, and actually they don't want them to eject because they're never taking the floor, and they can elect President Trump themselves. They don't even need the electoral college to do that. Okay, let's see here. I mean, we're gonna talk about Chris Rock in a minute. Arizona flipped for Trump. All right. Yeah, we gotta talk about a couple of these subjects on here. I've been posting some interesting stuff today. Let's see. Did I post this? As you do know, the Georgia judge who tried to reject election results, signature results, is Stacey Abrams' sister, who is a judge
Right.
in Georgia.
Right. Which
So
is
that's
the
a lot
issue.
of material.
Yeah.
This might be too bright, but it's a guy named Lynn Wood.
Hmm.
He said pedophilia and satanic worship. This country is going to be shocked when it learns the truth about who's been occupying the Oval Office for some periods of years. They're going to be shocked at the levels of pedophilia. They're going to be shocked at what I believe will be a revelation of people who, in terms of people who actually engage in satanic worship. That's what he said.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if I sent you that thing like, I don't know, maybe like LeBron James in a dress, which is very interesting, wasn't it? The new, um, the guy name was Josh Hawley was the senator. That's the
Hmm.
senator who, well, it's not just him though. It's Ted Cruz. Gonna be a lot of them. So
Hmm.
get your fireworks ready for that.
Hmm.
Now let's go to I might touch base with that more in a minute, but your story. So I covered that. So let's go with the next topic that I wanted to bring up, and I wanted to bring up vaccines here because we had a shocking development today. Well, not
Hmm.
shocking because I expect entertainment to do this anyway. Chris Rock says that do I know what's in Tylenol? No, it just makes me a headache. So Chris Rock is actually saying he'll take a he'll fake take a vaccine.
So do you think they are paying these people from Hollywood and athletes and stuff to say that they will take the shot? Because I know I'm not taking it, but do you think they are being paid to say that?
I mean they're under contract.
I'm sure Chris Rock not going to take it, especially if they saying ADOS indigenous American people line up first.
well,
So.
well, I think that well I look at them as just puppets. They do what they do what they're told, and and they just look at it like, okay. So I mean, the goal is to get you to believe it. I mean, that's the goal to get you to believe it. I mean,
Well,
me personally,
well,
I was.
believe got the word lie in it.
It sure does, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
But we have what they call what's the guy name? Shoot, can't think of his name. It ain't just him. No, you got Kamala Harris. She's doing her little stunt with her husband and stuff like that. She doing that front, but she also fronting off on Kwanzaa. And you say you don't even celebrate Kwanzaa, do you?
No, I'm a practicing Buddhist and a scholar of metaphysics, science of the mind, and mental science. So no, I'm not. I don't have anything against it. It's just not of my interest. But I mean, I don't celebrate Christmas either. I don't celebrate these weird holidays either. So, um,
Well, Well, it's mighty funny though because when she said that I celebrated Kwanzaa for years and years, I'm like, well, wait a minute. The holiday was actually made after you were born, so you couldn't be celebrating the generations. Matter of fact, have you ever seen the picture of Kamala Harris' family?
Her, like her grandmother and grandfather and
Yeah,
them. What you talking about?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I know a few Indian people, and none of them they don't celebrate no Kwanzaa.
They will probably be celebrating Hindu practices. I would think because they all had the little dot right there. So I would assume that they would be celebrating Hinduism. Uh,
Well, watch
not
this. Watch this though. I'm gonna give you another little out here. If you look at it, you know those Hindus actually are well, they are. I mean, on the birth certificate, they're considered they consider themselves to be Caucasian. That's either here or there. I'm not even worried about that. But what I'm saying more so is that those Hindus do not really have great relationship with us. As a matter of fact, nobody does really, for the most part, right? But I will say this: that you also had another Hindu run against Kamala Harris in the presidential debate. Her name
mm-hmm,
was Tulsi Gabbard.
mm-hmm,
She's a Hindu too,
mm-hmm.
but unlike Kamala Harris, she gonna tell you the truth more than Kamala Harris will. That's why they don't really like Tulsi Gabbard. Because really, to tell you the truth, like I said, with all this election debate and stuff, Tulsi Gabbard could have won for all we know. I haven't gone back and checked out, but she could have won. I mean, I'm pretty sure she got more votes than she got. She stayed in for a long time, but hey, they had a song called "Cash Rules Everything Around Me," so you got the money. You can do a lot. That's why you can have Bloomberg and stuff run and stuff like that. But about the vaccines, yeah, you got a lot of people act like they out there taking it and all this other nonsense. I'm like, okay, you expect me to really believe that y'all taking this vaccine? Okay. I mean, y'all might be some water in there, but I have seen Tiffany Pontes Dover, which is a young white woman. They went through her Instagram accounts and stuff, and no response. I think she's probably dead. You had some other people dying from it. You've got people getting Bell's palsy. You had all types of things. So I don't think. Matter of fact, the crazy part about it, you always finish last. Now they want you to finish first, or not be first. And it's a correlation because I was looking at something today, and they said it's all about the vitamin D in your system. If I sent you an article last night, Bill Gates wants to dim the sun's rays. Well, I I can take the sun. You can take the sun. I don't think they can take it too well. Maybe that's the problem. Well, maybe not. Maybe that's the problem. That is the problem.
That is the problem. You
Uh,
know that is the problem.
um,
That's why I don't believe they went to the moon. But that's a whole nother topic.
no, go ahead and explain that
I
it
mean,
ain't.
based on my studies, if they went, how did they come back? Number one, and I know some people are going to be like, okay, so she's dumb, but I'm not dumb. I'm asking a legitimate question. You see the process that we have to go through to leave when the rocket leaves the Earth. Okay, so where's all that equipment at on the moon? Number one, and number two, based on my old studies, you know, in metaphysics, my overstanding is that they can't leave the planet. So I don't want to get into all of that with people, but we all have the right to study what we want to study. But what would be a good reason for Gates wanting to dim the sun, the creation, the creator, the sun, the source of our food and our growth, and like, why would this person want to do that unless it affects them in a different way?
Well, well, in 1986, Reagan The administration signed the bio no. They signed the liability compensation for vaccine manufacturers. So you couldn't, okay. In the Patriot Act, well, actually, they had a BioShield Act as well. George Bush signed that. Now you're in D.C. I know Mayor, was it Bowser? That's her name, Bowser. Murray Bowser signed this thing where your children can get vaccinated. As a matter of fact, it's very weird now. They're really going over the board now. If you look at what they're saying now, they're saying, oh, we got a new strain coming. It could affect your children.
Hold on 1 second. I got to call you right back. I'm in an interview.
99
Right
points. So I'm gonna send you a program later. In 99.9% of people are living. So what's the problem? Just today in California, they had to call the police because people are saying, "Hey, look, I'm not wearing no mask no more. I'm not doing this anymore." People are starting to ask questions. They're waking up. They're not going to keep going along with the game. They had to call police in California on people. So I'm glad to see that people are finally starting to ask questions. No, not ask questions, demand questions. Not asking anything anymore.
Well, you know, we get to doing that. They gonna probably try to lock us up. The white folks can demand and ask questions and demand questions and all kinds of stuff like that, and that's it. We start demanding and asking questions and stuff, we may get shot up. So not putting that in the ether. I'm just stating a fact.
Well,
But my daughter is a RN nurse, and and I was just in South Carolina a few days ago, and she went on and on. We're not taking that vaccination shot, so it's already in my file, my health file, that for religious reasons, I can't take it. However, I know they're trying to pass some type of bill for kids that are in the public school, that even if they have that documentation in their record that they can't take vaccination because of religious practices, it's still going to be mandated. Well, I'm like saying to myself, isn't that against somebody's constitutional rights? How can they pass that? How are they going to pull that one off? But
the Constitution, coronavirus.
But they only said public schools. They didn't say private schools. So who goes to public schools and who normally go to private schools? So they trying to pass a law to make it mandated for public school students. That should make your eyebrow raise right there. So, yeah.
The other day, Trump signed an executive order for school choice. And it's mighty funny, for years and years and years. Well, they've been sending us to what they call it failing schools, probably. Mm-hmm. The school choice thing is a good thing, but a lot of parents would not take advantage of it. I know a lot of people who do not want to. I have guys I know, women I've talked to, and I ask them, why you always put your children in white private schools? Because they get a better education. That's not true. It's not about it. It's not really that. You educate your child on what you want to educate them on. You can homeschool your child, educate them home you want to. Whatever you teach. I've been to some mosques. I've been to other places, and you can ask these children. They don't know nothing about Christmas, man. They don't know about no holidays, man. So, child taught how you gonna teach. They don't need to be. Matter of fact, I wouldn't really tell you right now. I wouldn't want to send my child to public school anyway. They're talking too much LGBT nonsense. LGBTQ nonsense.
Isn't that the craziest thing? It has blown my mind. And Judge Joe Brown sent me a Twitter from someone this morning where the teacher had said, if you wear pink underwear, that means that you are a girl, or something other. It was something really weird. But the teacher was pushing, gay type stuff, and it blew my mind. It absolutely blew I mean, I haven't recuperated from that long tweet thread that I read. I haven't recuperated from it today. It blew my mind. I'm like, people are out of their minds. They are really, really crazy. And you know what we have to focus on with all this illusion and all this bull crap and stuff like that is going on. We really need to be focusing on raising our frequencies and vibrations, because all of this stuff that's going on around us is distractions and it's an illusion, and is making us not have the ability to create our own destiny and our own future, because we're so caught up in somebody else's matrix and creation. So my point is, like you said, you you we can't rely on schools to teach our children. We have to teach them ourselves. We have to create our own narrative. We have to take our children to the Library of Congress and find out who we really are. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, stuff that the public or private school is not going to teach you. We have to teach our children how to be, business owners and not consumers. We have to teach our children about financial literacy and economics. We have to teach our children about survival and not rap songs. I think you sent me a video of this woman who was twerking with her sons or something, and then she pulled her pants down, and I was like, what in the world am I looking at? And then she's a sister, and I'm like, what is happening? And I think that in 2021 we need to shake 2020 off, and we need to focus on raising our frequencies and vibrations. And the only way that you can do that is through extensive meditation and sitting in the silence with you and God and you. That's the only way that it can be done, because what's happening around us is chaos.
Organized chaos. Well, no, it's disorder out of they see their world is disorder. That's what they.
Disorder.
But disorder is order for them. But as a matter of fact, it's mighty funny you mentioned that with the sister, and that was with her boys.
It blew my mind. I haven't gotten over that one either yet. It blew my mind. I'm like,
Man,
what?
I know. Well, I know that. I know if that blew your mind. I know the judge probably sent you the video of the women in dancing in the restaurant. Then.
Yeah, between you and him, y'all be tearing me up with the videos, but I be trying to keep up. Yeah, I saw that one too. I and she was a sister, and I'm like, don't y'all understand that we are the kings and queens of this earth? What are we doing? What are we
well,
doing?
well, it's mighty funny because me and him talked about that one day, and he said it was a disgrace, and the brother had every right to get them straight in the restaurant. Um, so I mean, I looked at it more so like that. The worst part about it now, one thing about it, I will say, that he said that 75% of his customers were women. So I think they should have been checked by women more so than he had to do it. I mean, that's what they say the customers were. So I mean, these women should have checked it. I mean, it's his restaurant, yeah, but then somebody should have put a check and balance at the door.
I think it happened the way it's supposed to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I just looked at it. It was very yeah, it was bad. It was a bad light. But the feminist crowd did come on Twitter and say that he was being braggadocious and he was being sexist and all that stuff. So the feminist crowd did come on Twitter and say that stuff.
I understand that he was protecting his investment and his environment and his customers.
That's right. I mean, I just know the blue check Twitter crowd is gonna say, like, I give you an example, and I sent you this, or did I send you this? Maybe I didn't. Breonna Taylor's mother awarded Cardi B with the Woman of the Year.
It blew my mind. I'm like, my mind just keeps getting blown. It blew my mind. I'm like, what? Do you know how many educated women or true Black queens advocated for your daughter and you chose Cardi B? But I'm not judging. You know, as a Buddhist, I don't suppose to judge, but I can question stuff. But I'm not judging her, but I can question and I can use the sound, that's interesting.
Well, I looked at it like, hey, look, I looked at it as it's the praise and the thought culture. That's how I looked at it. I was like, it's the praise and the thought culture. I mean, it's a new culture. I mean, I told you last week I was out and I was out for a quick minute and I said, dang, I said, ain't no a lot of women in here wearing no dresses, but dad going to show a lot of women with each other. I said, what the hell's going on in this club, man? But or this bar or the sports bar, or whatever. And I just said, wow, I got to get out of here. I mean, I saw two tables. That's eight people, four on one end. I mean, two on this end, two on this end, two on this end, two on this end. And these were, I mean, lesbian couples. I said, that's enough for me. I got to get out. Especially when they kissing on each other, all hugging on each other, and making it just that randomly known. I mean, straight people don't even do that. Why you got to be all out and open like that? I didn't. It didn't blow my mind, but it just made me just get the hell on. I just say, look, I got to go. Exit stage left, and I'll see you later. No problem with me. But there's a Now I do want you another subject I want to talk about, and that is mass incarceration. Yeah, that's right.
Well, I brought up a little bit about it. The fact that, President-elect Biden, sponsored, created, or wrote at least 7 of the 8 mass incarceration bills that started from 1968 all the way to 1994. And that 1994 one, which, former President Clinton signed, was probably the worst. It was like 360 something pages. And even though all of those bills have affected our people, that last one, that 1994 one, it really did a number. And my vision and my dream and my creation is to fight to do something about that. I have a senator that's waiting on some suggestions for me, and I have a congressman that's waiting on some suggestions for me, that I'll be putting together. And because everybody's just putting a band-aid on it. Like they put the band-aid of the Second Chance Act, and then they put the band-aid of the First Step Act, and everybody is ruffling their feathers like that was a great thing. Yeah, it got a lot of people out that was doing football numbers, but so many people are still going in to these prisons, these jails, these cages, these camps. So what do we do about that? And they continue to make statutes and codes. Most of these people are going to jail, and they haven't broken a law. Is a statute or a code. It's over 3,000 statutes and codes, and it continues to grow. And not to mention that conspiracy law, or whatever that is horrible. So I have a lot of work to do. And so right now I got, the ear of a senator and the ear of a congressman. So I think that's a good start.
Well, let me say something about it because um well, his brother in the chat says, hello, King VJ and Dr. John. The use of social media has a lot of females confused. As a matter of fact, brother, I'm gonna see, can I pull up that video for you in a minute too? Because I actually do want to make a point about it. But so thank you, Donna Washington, for your comment. But and Tim McClure and Kulik. And matter of fact, you had a wonderful interview with Peniel Kulik last night. It was actually great. Um, I did enjoy it. Um, so, but yeah, but I looked at this thing with the mass incarceration, and to me, a lot of people been getting pardons lately. So why isn't the Black Caucus going to get pardons for Jamil El Amin, X for so on? Because in 2017, I remember Donald Trump told him, "Hey, let me know what you want. I'm in office," and they refused to meet them. As a matter of fact, not only that, Kamala Harris and them actually went to try to stop black students from coming to a HBCU when Donald Trump came to Benedict College in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is a kind of a twofold thing here because Obama cut the funding of HBCUs and Trump restored it. Now, but here's the only problem with that. Only 9% of black students are enrolled in HBCUs now. And also, I know HBCUs here and I know HBCUs all over the country. And you have black presidents that are actually opening up the 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 floodgates to all types of people. So this is about to be like a cheap education for a lot of whites, Indians, and so forth and so on. They're actually doing a good pimping. But the president is so cowardly and so weak and so sold out. They're gonna sell out to these people and still leave the black students in the dust. And because it's who they're tied to, just like the NAACP. You know, you don't tell me to go to the NAACP for a goddamn thing. I don't even want them. Matter of fact, they ought to be burned out of existence. I know you were housing secretary for NAACP, but when I look at how they did you, but I had been railing against them anyway because I already know they lie and say they don't support political candidates. They do. I mean, because Black Lives Matter say they're nonpartisan. They support. Matter of fact, not only support political candidates, they are a political body. Because if that's the case, when you say I could get every Black Lives Matter member, I say, all right, well, let's go talk to Trump then. No, we can't do that. I know what you're trying. I know how you're trying to steer me. And as a matter of fact, I know you. I want you to. Just for a quick second before I move on to the next topic of mass incarceration, because Black Lives Matter talks a lot about mass incarceration, but they don't really do anything. You know, they just talk. That's their little game. They use that to get off the backs of us. As a matter of fact, if you look at Black Lives Matter, but I'm pretty sure Judge and told you most of the people is white in the crowd, so that should be the red flag to throw your antennas up. Well, this isn't right here. Too many white people marching. That ain't right. But also, you had an interesting experience with Black Lives Matter. So, can you explain that?
Well, I am, familiar with quite a few grassroots organizations, and Black Lives Matter told me that they was not going to support my petition because I'm asking the government for something, which my petition is asking for my case to be investigated. And I'm asking for a full pardon once my case is investigated. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm asking for my case to be investigated. So they told me that they were not going to support me in my petition because I'm asking the government for something. And I was confused because I was like, but you guys are standing on every corner asking people to vote for the same government that I'm asking for my case to be investigated. And you're not going to support me? So that was that.
Well, didn't you go to a meeting with them to speak? Okay, maybe I mentioned that. Maybe we'll leave that one alone. But yeah, I might
I,
leave
I,
that one alone.
yeah, I thought it was supporting in protecting Black women.
Yeah, he thought it was important, and it turned out to be something that was very
It
con-
was a bunch of rainbows everywhere.
well.
And I'll leave it at that. It
Well, I
was
know I
just saw a lot of rainbows.
well, I had an interesting encounter with a Miss Summer myself. Not really an encounter, but more of a could we say a rendezvous on the corner. It was more like I was in my friend's house and I was going to pick him up and came outside and saw all these Black Lives Matter signs. There was 10 white people and one black girl on the corner. And I told him, man, y'all some phonies, man. And this is Richmond. I mean, I called them a little bit more than phonies actually. But you know, we'll just keep it at that. But you know, they I gave him a cuss out. I told him, y'all not even supposed to be over here. Y'all, this ain't nothing over here for you. This is black neighborhood. What y'all doing over here? Y'all white, you know. But they came to Richmond and they burned the bus and stuff like that. Them and Antifa. They came about twice. And they nothing but George Soros paid puppets anyway. I mean, and as a matter of fact, they also having problems because the chapters haven't been getting the money, but they raised $10.6 billion in 6 months from corporations. So, you know, and actually China actually funds Black Lives Matter too. Actually part of it. They're heavily involved in Marxism and they're heavily involved in they're actually a transgender LGBT front group. And as a matter of fact, I know a lot of people online were railing against them. People railed against them so much they changed their daggone mission statement or they removed it.
So what was the narrative of the first mission statement? And
Same.
what has it been changed to in short, you know?
It was what we believe, but I mean they removed the what we believe part. I mean that was on there. They was actually talking about we want to destroy the nuclear family. We are a queer affirming network and all this other nonsense.
Is that what they said? Are you serious? Is that
Yeah,
what it said?
we make room for our transgender brothers to participate and lead. We believe in a space free of ageism. We think mothers should be able to mother in private. We we do not want cisgender privilege and all this other nonsense. That's what their website said.
Hmm.
Yeah, they are they started off talking about Trayvon Martin and stuff, but then when you go down to the bottom of it, if you read from the bottom up, you
Mhm.
can see what they're really about when they really start talking about their mission statement. We believe that we need to be free of a space in which men are centered, like stuff like that. We believe in immigration and all this. It's weird stuff, man. It's about immigration, but it's really about they even tell you on the third paragraph, might even second paragraph, we are a queer affirming network.
They used the word queer.
They use the word queer affirming network. And as a matter of fact, you probably could ask Judge about that. Because we and him broke that thing. They said we are a queer affirming network. And not only that, as a matter of fact, one of their candidates just got elected to Congress. A couple of them actually. Let me see if I can pull it up. Because I want to, if I can zoom it in, I want you to read this woman's mission statement together. We'll read it through it. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can get it this time. Because if Big Brother been acting kind of crazy. But okay, hold on. Hold on, let me see if I can get it. Let's see. All right, okay. All right, let's see if I can get it. Okay, let's see. I got her up here. Hold on for a minute. Corey Bush. Let's see if I can share this screen. Let's see. Hopefully they don't kick me out again. They've been getting real. Oh, here we go. Um, Let's go on her website. All right. I'm about to go on this girl's website. I'm gonna have to um this woman, she was in the so-called Black Lives Matter movement, but she actually was what I would call very contrary to the cause. Put it like that. She was saying, I'm a single mother, I'm a nurse, and I got 3 children, and I grew up in poverty. She raises her constituents up there. You hear me?
I can hear you, but I don't see nothing. But I
Can
can
you hear
hear.
me?
I can see you. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Here she come now. It's coming. You see the woman?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hold on. This is her website. Now I need to find the rest of it. There's an interesting thing about this woman. Yeah, Equality Act too. So she supports all that nonsense about bathrooms and yeah, but it's an interesting thing in here, and this might not be the one, but this might not be the one. But I was on it one day, and this woman's
Mm-hmm.
very interesting because she actually wants to end what they call transgender panic. So if you go in let's say you find out there's a man and you thought it was a woman and you hurt them or kill them, you will be charged for transgender discrimination. And she believes in
Which,
climate control and all that nonsense.
which would
But
be under
she's
hate.
about to
Which would be
yes,
under
and
hate crimes.
she's about to be elected to Congress.
Mm-hmm.
She won, and she portrayed off the backs of the Black Lives Matter movement. She was in Ferguson, but she was what they call a provocateur. She they had certain ones that they got D. Ray McKesson and D. Ray McKesson is interesting because he was dating the gal on Twitter. It's very interesting. But the D. Ray McKesson he was with a group called Teach for America. Have you heard of Teach for America before?
Mm-mm. No.
Teach for America is a for-profit corporation. It's about teachers. That's a teaching thing. Let's see. I'm back on my Facebook page. Let's see if I can get this thing this time. Mm-hmm. Let's see. They they're really acting crazy on my device. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but they, you know, sometimes they want to get all draconian and stuff. You know, they don't like truth telling is not a good act in 2020.
No.
Or it
Everybody.
probably would be worse.
Everybody. Yeah. Everybody wants to hear lies and see illusions and glitter and fairies and all kinds of stuff. They don't want. They don't want to wake
That's
up.
my mother right there. That's my mother right there.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Okay. Trying to. Well, that's Judge right there. Um. Let's see. Mm, yeah, man, stuff it. But anyway, but yeah, that woman's a very interesting case. But I always say, hey, it is what it is. But hey, look, just don't bring that crap over here because we get things straight and y'all that don't making things worse. you know, with nonsense y'all pushing. But hold on. Oh, yeah, I know what they want to talk about. Yeah, okay, here it is. See this thing right here? Boycotted Walmart explodes on Twitter after corporation saw 74 million Americans.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. That's This is what I want to talk about. Police respond as massive protesters force their way onto Ebron Market in Fairfax. So this is what I'm talking about. These people saying we're not gonna wear any masks anymore, and we're gonna force our way in.
So are
You
they
know, this is what I was talking
indigenous
about.
people?
I don't know. They didn't white. I mean, they could be anybody, but I'm just saying that hey, they're waking up. Dozens of Republicans plan to challenge electoral college results. That's okay. Coronavirus pandemic brings boom times for small for corporate America. That's what I was really going to tell you about because a lot of people know while this coronavirus is going on, the billionaire and trillionaire class is getting richer and richer. They shutting your business, but they getting money. They're destroying small business. So that's one article. This was in Chicago with the naked woman. This is Chris Rock excited to take COVID-19 vaccine. Do I know what's in Tylenol? I just know my headache is gone. And this lady on my page says, "Throw entertainers away." Hashtag throw them away. Yeah, but that's Chris Rock. Um, so I always put some things on my page that make people think and jump out a little bit. But yeah, that was on Chris Rock. So we have a lot of things here, but it would take me too long to find this. Oh, here it is. This is what I want to read to you because I want you to. I want to. This is what I wanted to show people. And I was talking to a friend earlier. And he said that the NBA players should not play another game. Okay, let's pull this story up here.
Okay.
NBA requires players to wear contact sensors. So basically saying if you're not playing the game or you're at a team hotel, you have to wear a sensor so we can track you. What you're doing, where you're going, and everything. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, we don't need a basketball league. They need us to make money.
Mm-hmm.
See, the NBA is playing out an ambitious aspect of its league-wide contact tracing program by requiring players and teams that wear sensitive devices doing all organized team activities outside of games. Started when January 11th. Only Tier 1 and Tier 2 individual designations outlined in league safety laws, such as coaches
You breaking up.
bus doing practice from the arena or for their home practice facility in connection with the team in member states. Now,
You breaking up.
where the citizens doing games or the team hotel when traveling. So that's very I'm bringing up again. Let's just knock that off. But that's
no, I can hear you now.
well, hello, Flower Child. Yeah, yeah, but they might not want me to be talking about that information. But hey, big brother, you can hear me talk about it, so you know where to find me at. But hey, yeah.
The thing is,
Oh
are
yeah,
you
how
gonna
you
be
doing, Flower Child? Yeah.
the thing is, are you gonna be scared and take a plea?
No.
Just
No.
saying.
But I'm glad but I know you know about pleas, and you didn't take it. I'm glad you didn't take it. You served your time. I mean, you shouldn't have served a day in jail, but that's another story. But at least you didn't take the plea. And you did say 98% of people take a plea as well.
98% of the federal cases, they take the plea, whether they did it or they didn't do it. 2% go to trial. 0.5% win at trial. And those are usually white men. And the other 1.5, like me, they try and attempt to bust us in the head. but the universe had something better for me. They couldn't give me what they was trying to give me, and the judge absolutely sentenced me below the guidelines. Subjectively, I shouldn't have been sentenced, period. I shouldn't have even been involved. But if this is what the universe wanted me to experience, if this is what I chose before I came to this playground, this earth, then I have to do what I have to do. So now, 3.5 years later, I realize that what my mission is, because now I've become the expert of prison and injustice um, matters. I'm an expert at it. When I was at that prison camp, I brought them to their knees. I had the feds raid them. So I didn't sit in there and just lick my wounds while I was in there. I was fighting my personal case. I've been all the way to the Supreme Court, and on my way back to the Supreme Court, because my appeal was denied last week. So I'm on my way back to the Supreme Court. But at that prison camp, I sued 21 of the staff and the guards, including the warden and the assistant warden and the captain. And I had the place raided. So I'm an expert now. I made myself an expert of injustice and prison reform.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you were able to do that now. I got one little topic to talk about, and this is the topic that people should talk about, and that is men and women relationships going into 2021 and before and beyond.
You know, um, I understand that our men need to be respected and loved, and our women need to be protected and loved and respected. And for some reason, this is not happening. And I'm seeing more and more, you know, people of color or indigenous people go back and forth, or we use the word black people, black men and women are going back and forth in public. And I have an issue with that. You know, subjectively, I don't have a need to go back and forth about a man about anything, and a man don't have a need to go back and forth about anything with me, because of we should be on a certain frequency and vibration and understanding. And because people of color, indigenous people, if you want to call us black people, are not massaging our vibrations and our frequency, we're being caught up in the white man's chaos. And we are losing focus on one another, because the most important thing is, the black family, the indigenous family, the beautiful black man, the beautiful black woman. And you didn't hear me say, I'm not talking about a thug. I'm not talking about a guy running around with his pants down. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a true, powerful black man. And, like I said on a show that I did yesterday, we as black women, we don't know what, you go through on a daily basis when you out in society. We don't really know, but we shouldn't be a stumbling block of humiliation and pain and suffering to you. That's not fair. So I think that we really need to raise our frequency and vibrations, and we as women of color, we need to be protected by you, and we women of color need to promote you. And that's how I see that. And if I have an issue with a a black man, an indigenous, beautiful black man, I'm not going to air it out in public. I see people that are being interviewed on the news, you know, and they be sitting there and they look like you and I, and they sitting on the news arguing, and I'm like, why is this happening? Like, that's just not a good look. you know I rather for us to talk about it in private, but we need the support of one another. And years ago, that was the thing that I
And
was
stop
fighting.
and stop swirling.
What is that?
Swirling mean when you mixing interracial marriages.
You know I'm not here to judge anybody, but I am here to say that I support my beautiful black man, and I want the protection of my beautiful black man.
Gotcha.
And that's how I see that. And if that guy wants to go and, over to Becky, then, that's his choice. And that's something that he got to figure out what's going on with him on the inside. But we are the mothers of the earth. So why would you want to go somewhere else? But then look at the woman that interviewed, the video you sent me of the woman that was twerking and in front of her sons and then pulled her pants down. And so, you know, black men are looking at that and saying, what's going on with that? But, we all, beautiful black men, we all, and us women are not like that. It's a lot of us that support and promote our beautiful black man. And
Well,
and we respect ourselves.
I do respect. Well, I do respect this about one thing. That see, it's more so of a. I'm not going to call it a culture thing. I'm going to call it. It's really just thick. But what I'm saying, and I was saying the other day, and I put it in the context. Now, and we were just talking about me and a brother. He's talking about how they are using context to survive. Like when I say swirling, I was just sometimes I'll just be looking at people and I'll be like, dang, this girl almost look white, but you can tell her facial features, right? They're trying to possibly intermarry to get some type of melanin in their skin. I mean, the person in the head might be thinking white, but they got some melanin in their skin. That way they can try to save themselves. Nobody trying to block out the sun rays. They trying to do everything. They know, hey, look, they're dying fast. That's why I told you, look, I went and checked the stats of this fake quote unquote scam limit. And what I did realize, the honest assessment of this,
Mm-hmm.
51% of them were dying, so they say, and it was 38 to 39% of us. Remember, you got more white folks than black folks in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And number one, they can't, I'm just be they are a virus. It is what it is. But they actually, if you really look at it, remember, at first,
Mm-hmm.
black folks can't catch it.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, oh my God, y'all are majority catching it. Oh my goodness. I'm like, wait a minute. You just said last
Mm-hmm.
week.
Mm-hmm.
And I have more people starting to get sad. I'm like, did y'all forget that fast? Did they say y'all couldn't catch it?
People are asleep.
I mean, that was a con game for me. But then again, and and I'll Google this to you later because the computer's just having so much. I don't know what's going on with this damn thing. But that coronavirus stimulus package was introduced into the Congress on January 24th, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
A full year
Mm-hmm.
almost before they did it. So it was already that's why I call it. Say ain't nothing like it ain't look. It's not like they say it is. I mean, like, you know, I put it this way: if it was that bad, they wouldn't. The Walmart wouldn't be open. Target wouldn't be open. Nothing would be open.
It's in my book, because my book come out in March.
What's the name of the book so people can buy it or try?
I had I'll know that as soon as we finish that last chapter. I'll know what it's going to be called. But it is due out in March, so I'm getting there. But what I wanted to share to our audience and to the community is in 2017, because 2018 I came home. In 2017, all of us, it was like I was at this prison camp, and it was like about 1,100 and something women that was there, mostly white women, however, and it was probably about 150 of us women of color. I'm making a point. The whole compound got sick. There was no medicine on commissary. The little hospital, HSU is what they call it, closed. They wasn't seeing anybody. They ran an experiment on us, is what I think. And some of us other educated women that was there think. They came in through the vents. We stayed sick for about 3 weeks. And first, the guards and the staff was walking around with masks on. And then all of a sudden, they wasn't. So we think that we was, now what I look back, I believe we was hit with the COVID-19, and they was running tests on how it will affect people. And then the staff and the guards had the antidote. And I know that's hard to believe, but I understand it to be the truth. So when you say that they did a bill in 2019 where they was running tests on people in prisons and jails and camps, and at the camp that I was at, emphatically, and those guards first had masks on for a week or so, and then next thing you know, the guards did not have, or the staff did not have masks on. They were fine.
Well, that's
We
very
couldn't breathe. We couldn't breathe. We couldn't taste food. We were aching. We were having strange coughs and all kinds of stuff. It was, when I look back, and the symptoms that they talk about now was COVID-19, and that was in 2017. And I stand by that.
okay. Well, we're gonna have to definitely talk more about what they would call I'm glad you have a political education. You have experience in metaphysics, vaccines. Also, what else we covered? We covered men,
Mass
women.
incarceration. We
Yeah.
covered President Trump. We covered President-elect Biden. We covered Black men and Black women relationships. We covered a little bit of metaphysics. We covered love, which is the highest vibration there is. Okay.
Well, I just want to know anybody in the chat have any comments for Dr. Carmen Johnson, and like I always say, I do have to thank the Judge Brown for connecting us. You are a wonderful person, and your story is very touching. And as a matter of fact, it's called commonstory.org. Hopefully, more people sign your petition.
Yeah, I have a lot of people of color who are saying that they won't stand with me because I'm a Trump supporter, but I'm not. I'm a God supporter. I'm a self supporter. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not Democrat or Republican. I've had large organizations say they'll support me if I put President-elect Biden on there. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to sell myself out to either side. You know, what I need is for my case to be investigated because I was politically hit. I'm not asking for a pardon or forgiveness. So if you're not going to support me as a sister to have my case investigated by the President of the United States, the chief and commanding officer, then I'm fine with it. The universe got big plans for me that's going to ultimately help our people that are caught up in that wave of mass incarceration. So I end with that.
Well, I will say this. Yeah, you and what's his name? The Cooler Cal. Yeah, you had a great show yesterday. That was interesting.
He's awesome. He's absolutely awesome.
Um, I know a lot. You know, you know what? He's he's interesting. Some people have problems. You know, I he speaks his mind. I give him that. So that's I don't. You know, everybody speaks their mind. So
That's
uh,
because he know who he is. Like a lot of people who try and speak their mind, they don't know who they are. He know thyself.
well, we
He
have
know
a
he know who he is.
but you well, knowledge itself is the best gift of the of the of the land. If you know yourself, you can go to wonders you've ever done before. So it is commonstory .org. Um, everybody signed the petition for Dr. Carmen Johnson. I do thank you for being a champion of the people to let us know what's going on the inside because, as we always say, there always needs to be a spook that's set by the door. And
Have you looked at that movie yet? That was your instructions from me.
well, I thought you gave that instruction to Lauren instead.
But I asked you to look at it. I asked
Well, let
you
me
to
go
look.
back. Let me go look at the spook is set by the door again.
Everybody should see that.
Um,
Everyone, it's an old one. It's from the 1970s, but that's what we should be doing.
well, we got to have spooks that set by the doors, and we got to have foxes that sit in the hen house.
Hmm.
And but I will say this: thank you for being a light of peace and enjoyment. And with that, I'll let you go. I know you got other things to do. I hope you get to the Supreme Court and win this time and stop being knocked down. But whatever, like you say, the universe has you, and you will you will win. And
Well, thank God, Judge Joe Brown will be assisting. He's also writing the forward to my book, and the universe sent him, and he's absolutely a blessing. And then he sent me to you.
well,
I like to look at you as a brother, and I appreciate you and all your work and your knowledge and your research. And I think that you are absolutely amazing.
you think
And
you're amazing as well. Take your time and you know just keep contacting me. I'll be around.
all right, peace. Love you. Bye.
All right now.